everyone, it's Emily, and today I'm going to be talking about the books I hope to read in the month of May, or my May to be read TBR, and there's going to be a lot to get to in this video. I first want to talk about what I got to in the month of April. I'm going to talk about what that meant for the Magical Readathon in a different video, because there's just a lot to get to. And then I want to talk about what I'm currently reading, and then get into the TBRLand roles, and then talk about everything else I'm hoping to get to. Basically, my goal this month is to catch up as much as I can on Fairy Loose and Book of the Months, and if I can read as many as I hope to, I will be caught up through April, which would be amazing. So let's just dive right in, and the first book that I read in April was Loveless by Alice Oseman, and this was on the TBR as a mood read from TBRLand. I then read City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is book 2 of the Mortal Instruments series, which I read for the Bookstar read-along, details down below, and promptly did not participate in the Discord. Maybe I can go back and chime in a few things, but I just read it so quickly and just didn't really post anything. But that was the second one. I believe that was on the TBR also as a mood read. Oh, and I'll also leave information about the Magical Readathon that I referenced. I'll leave more information below about that as well. I then read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I then read The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. I then read Year of the Reaper by Michaela Lucier. And I then read Saga Volume 2 and The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling and On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. So these two were on the TBR as a Jesse's Deck of TBR card to read an LGBTQ plus romance. I said I would pick between the two, but I actually ended up getting to both, so that was exciting. And the one I didn't get to was Dune Messiah, which was on the TBR as a mood read, so clearly I'm just not in the mood for it right now. I also did not touch The Obelisk Gate, so maybe I just need to accept that I'm not in the mood for these. It's okay, we'll see. So the next section is going to be talking about what I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading Witch is Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart, and I'm 150 pages in. Honestly, I'm considering putting this one down and not finishing it, DNFing it, setting it aside, because I'm just not being drawn into this one, unfortunately. As I said, I'm 150 pages in, so I might give it 50 more pages and see if I want to continue reading it. The other book I'm in the middle of is The Atlas 6 by Olive Blake. This is a dark academia story, and I'm very intrigued by this one. So yeah, that is what I'm currently reading, and this one follows a group of people. There are 6 who were kind of invited to try to become part of this society. 5 will ultimately be chosen, and so you follow their journey into their attempt to join this mysterious society. So fun vibes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the roles, and let's get into the first one. And role number 1, 19. Mood read. So my TBR game continues to be very nice to me. This is a mood read, and I think the one I will pick for this one is Hotel Magnafique by Emily J. Taylor. This is not a Fairy Loot or Book of the Month. I said I was focusing on those, but this will be one exception. I'm just so excited to read this. This is one I picked up as a little treat to myself for my birthday last month, and it follows a mysterious and magical hotel. That's really all I needed to know to be intrigued, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to read it. That's why I picked it up. So we'll just see if I can put it in as a mood read for April and put it in that way. So let's get into the second role. And role number 2. And that would be a 16. And that is a Fairy Loot or Book of the Month. So Fairy Loot or Book of the Month, perfect for my goal for this month. I'll go ahead and put January's Fairy Loot. And this is Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. The only thing I know about this one is that our main character goes through some sort of Good Samaritan attempt that goes wrong, and then her life magically turns upside down. I'm not entirely sure. But it is the January pick, and I would love to give it a go. Yeah, let's get into the third roll. And roll number 3, which is an 18. And TBR deck card. So Jesse's deck of TBR, I'll go ahead and just roughly kind of give them a bit of a shuffle, and I will put my usual caveat of if I can't fulfill the prompt with my physical TBR, I'll go ahead and draw again, because I really am attempting to focus on my physical TBR, so I'm going to allow myself, ooh, one dropped here. So I'm going to allow myself that that rule. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick. Let's do this one. Let's see what this is. This is the freshman card, Begin a New Series, and that is absolutely perfect. So for this one, I can do a couple of things. One, the other non-Fairy Loot Book of the Month thing I would love to get to is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is another kind of duology set in the Grisha universe and follows a cast of 6 characters as they undergo a heist. I'm just so excited about this one. We'll see. We'll see. I could potentially do that, or I could just go ahead and pick another Fairy Loot because I'm pretty sure Daughter of the Moon Goddess is going to be the first in a duology, and this is by Su Lin Tan and follows the Daughter of the Moon Goddess. It's based on Chinese mythology, I believe, and you follow the Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and she's kind of been hidden or protected by her mother for most of her life, but her magic flares at one point, and which is dangerous for her and her mother, and she needs to actually go rescue her mother based on what happens after that. And yeah, this is the February Fairy Loot, so we can go ahead and put that one on the list. And let's get into the fourth roll. And fourth and final roll, and a 6. Another mood read. So mood read, that is perfect. I can go ahead and put A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. And if I remember right, this follows a character who's returning to their home after a long time away because women are starting to go missing. Something to that effect. I believe this was the February Book of the Month that I got. So we'll go ahead and put that on the TBR. So that is a good set, I think, for TBRLand. And yeah, and let's get to the rest of the books that I would love to get to. So I did mention Six of Crows, so if that's not going to count for beginning a new series, I'm hoping to get to it. The March Book of the Month that I have is The Cartographers by Ping Shepherd. This follows a character whose father was a cartographer, a map maker, and there's one map in particular that she's interested in. It's very rare because someone is destroying the other copies of that map. Her father has passed away at the point the story takes place, I believe, and so she's trying to figure out what's going on with this person burning these maps, and maybe it has something to do with her father's death, I'm not sure. But that is the March Book of the Month book. The March Fairy Loot I have is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. And I believe this one follows a world where, in this town, someone is sacrificed to, I believe, a sea god of some sort. There's some sort of sacrifice to appease this sea god. And our main character's brother's true love is she thinks going to be the next person that's sacrificed. So her brother is trying to rescue his love, and she is then trying to rescue him. I think either when something goes wrong or maybe interfering. I think interfering with this sacrifice is a death sentence, and so she's trying to protect her brother. And anyway, I'm excited, and this is a stunning cover as well. So this is the March Fairy Loot. And then I also have one other thing from Fairy Loot. I have Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. This was a separate thing from their monthly book, but I did go ahead and order the special edition of this one. And I don't remember what this one is about. I think it has more vibes that would be suited to like October, like spooky vibes, if I remember right. But I just want to go ahead and read it and have fun with it. So I also want to make sure that I get to that. So it's a lot that I want to get to. There's quite a bit of that relates to setting up my character with the magical readathon. Again, more information below. So a lot of these are going to relate to prompts in the magical readathon, the setup for the character. I think this video is going to be long enough. I think I will either make a separate video about how these books relate to character setup for the magical readathon, or maybe I can do vlogs for the month of May and talk about what prompt these books can cover as I'm reading them and kind of do them in my vlogs. We'll see what I want to do, but I want to go ahead and get this video wrapped up. Thank you so much for watching. A very ambitious set of books for the month of May, but we'll see what happens, and hopefully it'll be just a lot of fun. So let me know what you're reading for the month of May. Let me know if you're participating in the magical readathon, if you did in April, or maybe you're catching up on some of the character setup like I am. And yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll be sure to leave more information down below that I mentioned, as well as my Twitter and Instagram, and more information about how you can support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.